Hey everybody, welcome to Friday. All right, I'm going to rip through things quickly here. Today, hopefully I'm going to get through two videos. This quick one, just covering the latest madness around Reginald Scot and his immersive waxing, as he's done a rebuttal, which I have not watched and I plan not to unless I am really, for some reason, forced to have to do so. But we've got a few things to just quickly cover off on that sadly ongoing situation. And then I was initially going to do a quick update at the start of the main video today, but knowing me, I would go on too long and clutter that up. So I'm keeping this one separate, and then shortly after this, I will be then recording the main video today, which is the Finish Line's Halo Drip Wax Detail Review. So if this doesn't interest you at all, obviously skip and just wait. The Finish Line Detail Review will be out shortly after this one. All right, let's have a quick, Reginald. Alrighty, the Reginald. So as I stated, I haven't watched it and I don't plan to because I don't have a Xanax scription handy. Just having a look at the comments though, I think there's just a few points that I want to address because a lot of that may have been lost in that, obviously the huge length of the corrections. So just in case, if you've only briefly glanced at it and then just seen the Reginald stuff, I think you may get a skewed picture as to what's what I may have done or haven't done, and maybe have a skewed opinion. So I want to clarify a few things so that I'm not a rambling, all over the place thing for the next 10 minutes. I've typed out some structure, so I'll try to run through that and let's go. Right, so firstly, myself and Zero Friction Cycling, we are not all about immersive waxing. It just sadly keeps coming up that I need to correct really poor information around immersive waxing because it is something that is, it's either always on the end of people pumping out the same myths and misconceptions around it that have been debunked and proven incorrect just time and again over so many years now, or for reasons that I still don't really grasp, some people are just so triggered by immersive waxing and just feel the need to rail and fight against it. So we see this with some of the commenters and some people that have been sending me crazy stuff over quite some period. I do not know what triggers them against immersive waxing. Like, out of all the things in the world to spend your time and energy fighting against, is a bicycle chain lubrication option really the thing to get so worked up about? So it is just a lubrication choice that if it suits the person and they can see how to do it, it's going to work for them, they can understand why it's going to give them a nice clean drivetrain all the time, lower wear, lower friction, why would you rail against that? So people, I guess, tend to miss that Zero Friction Cycling, that we do work around all of the lubricant types. So we've been testing now for almost 9 years and over 500,000 kilometers of control testing, including a lot of wet lubes and oils, wax strips, and immersive waxing. Do a lot of open testing where the data is out there for everybody to see, which includes detail reviews of that test, so you get all of the details block by block on how that lubricant performed, where it fell down and why. Or if it didn't fall down, if it rocked through the whole test, what's behind that awesome result. And we also obviously do a lot of testing and have done for a long time now for many manufacturers, big and small, in the cycling industry. So now all of those need to first read the full test brief, understand the Zero Friction Cycling test, what information of value that they can get from that test for their product, and what limitations the test has. Any questions are obviously discussed with that manufacturer. So most manufacturers, when they're looking to develop their own lubricant, or they have a lubricant product out on the market, they have their own engineers. A number of them have their own chemists, even PhD level chemists, and we go through everything. And then, all being doves and waterfalls, they go forth and book a test with Zero Friction Cycling. And then if that test goes well, typically the non-disclosure agreement will be torn up and the results made public, so on the open data table, and a detail review conducted. If the test didn't go quite as well as hoped, then obviously the testing results remain private. So when he puts out stuff, so in his thumbnail, he has that, Zero Friction Cycle with zero facts, zero logic, zero credibility. I mean, I don't know another test facility in this space in cycling that has been, I guess, done as much work, especially as much open work, where we've been liaising with so many manufacturers for so long and working with them around the product development, as well as products that are already out there and looking for a independent test result. And that we have, from all those years, as well as personal experience, that knowledge to call on with regards to the strengths and weaknesses of immersive waxing versus wax strips versus wet lubes and oils. And that everything I present can be really just very easily checked. So the full test brief is out there for everybody to be able to access and read. The demonstration of the testing and talking through the test is also put up on, out on YouTube video. And I have and always do answer any and all questions around the test. If there is a more open and thorough test out there, please let me know which one has their testing methodology just that open, where you can get results, where you get the detailed reviews for those tests and any and all questions answered typically very quickly and very thoroughly. And then from the testing on the retail side, we stock the genuine best products in each category that we have found in over 500,000 kilometers of controlled testing. These are the best of the best that have ever been put through the test machines in all that time. The best immersive waxes we found, the best wax strip lubricants, and the best wet lubricants and oils. So we don't just sell immersive wax, we sell the best in class that has been found from all that testing in all categories. From the near decade of the retail side, as well as over a decade of personal experience use myself of these products, then I'm able to answer questions whenever anyone has a question or concern or an issue or something come up, be it on the oil that they're using, be it on the immersive wax that they're using, or the wax strip, from customers all around the world for just years and years and years. So I know where sometimes people can have challenges with X particular choice for their particular cycling that they're doing, and their demographic and the area and conditions they face. I have that knowledge, and that just comes from that experience. And not a lot of that at the end of the day was needed to correct the points that Reginald raised in his immersive waxing, what I feel is very strongly to be just an outright hit piece against immersive waxing, because frankly so many of them were just utter rubbish, nonsensical, illogical, and just very easily proven incorrect, which I did in I think over 40 points. Right, the first point or aspect from Reginald's rebuttal video comments that I just wanted to address was that I was potentially bullying, made it too personal, rude, and so on. And, that's going to always be a matter of opinion to the viewer. Some, I think, will think that I was not strong enough based on what his video actually was. Some will think I got it about right, and some for sure you could think that I was too harsh. For me personally, this was not like other wax correction videos that I'd made, because my honest belief, and I can't arrive at any other conclusion than what we have, that to me this was never an honest video about immersive waxing versus oils. To me it is just extremely obvious and clear that this was a pre-biased, pre-set up hit job against immersive waxing. He not only basically enshittified every possible step and process involved to be the most faff, the most time consuming, and for the worst outcome possible, he also brought in about 30 other steps and points of just utter illogical nonsense, each of which I stepped through why they were utter illogical nonsense. So when something steps over the line from being, this is somebody just putting out the same tired old myths and misconceptions and poor information, to a pre-planned, set up, dishonest hit job against a particular, lubrication choice or path that is, dishonest to his viewers, dishonest to anyone who watches it, that just, it detracts from everything that we're trying to work towards in this space. So that's where I went stronger on that, because that is my honest belief of what he did, and that requires a stronger response than just the straight out correcting of each point. So I need to stress, obviously, again, that is in my opinion. However, I don't want to be arriving at that opinion. I don't want to be calling somebody putting out dishonest information. I don't do that lightly. Unfortunately, his content, what he presented, just left me with no other belief that I could form. I can't see how there is any way, again, me personally, that was an honest review of immersive waxing. And if you've watched his and you've watched my corrections and you don't form the same opinion, that's fine. But I think if you're going to try to call me out for being bullying or being too strong, that is the basis from which I am, I guess, the foundation of where I was strong in my corrections, in this particular instance. It is not just because I felt like having a mean crack at someone. It's because I was pissed off that somebody's going to just boldface put that shit together and put that content out to the world. That is, of that level of just, to me, openly dishonest review of what is for many a great path option if it suits them. All right, just want to address, so I've sort of pre-covered this point a little bit, but good old Joey Mills. So Zero Friction cannot answer the simplest questions about his methods and blocks everyone who questions him. So much for honesty. So that's a good one for me specifically, because I spend, I don't know how much time answering Joey Mills questions on so many videos, where unfortunately no matter how much time I spent doing so, what I would get back from him was just, so much disrespect, so much just really out there wacky stuff. Like, it's very clear that he's just one of these people who is, for reasons unknown, triggered by immersive waxing, is extremely anti-waxing and is extremely anti-me and ZFC. And so he was somebody who was never going to get on board, no matter how much time I spent answering literally every single point in depth. And it's not like I don't have a pretty open track history of being rather thorough with my responses, be they written or verbal. So I did my very best, and he is one of about 5 people who in the history of my YouTube channel I have actually blocked. You have to put in a pretty decent effort to get blocked, and he put in that special effort because he was, just incessant on every video with so much wackadoodle, conspiracy, crap, accusations, disrespect. And at the end of the day, I do have other things I need to do, and I do want to have some control over my own channel's culture in the comments. I don't want it to be a cesspool of wackadoodle. So if you are a very special butterfly like Joey Mills, like Larry T. Cycle Italia, and like the Durian Riders and Durian Riders other accounts that he sometimes used, that's about it. They're really the only ones who have made that special bar to get banned. And I think, though, I covered before about that I have always and will always answer any question about the testing. But 99% of it, it's all there already. It's on the data page. There's the full test brief. It's on video. Everything's there. And if anything is still unclear about the test and the data and anything about it, I am always extremely happy to answer questions about it. It's my favorite topic. So just to cover that one off as well, he is a very special high-level anti-waxer. That is for sure. Right, so just to wrap. So if you know anything about Zero Friction Cycling, anything about me, if you've been following along really for any time at all, you will know that we've been working, for nearly a decade now to, genuinely to provide you with the best information in this space around all lubricant types. Let's have a quick look at something. Let's have a quick look at, the Zero Friction Cycling website. So we can see here we have the lubricant test data. So out of all the open tests that we've been able to put up, which products, be it immersive wax, wax strip, wet lubricants, are awesome at protecting your chain and drivetrain from wear in a test that goes for thousands of kilometers and includes both dry and wet contamination, or which lubricants act more like they want to eat through your drivetrain as fast as possible. So that's all there for you, as well as there's a lot of information about the test. You can get the full information by reading the test brief and understand the entire test as much depth as you like. We have how to prep your chain, be it for waxing or just running a good drip lubricant, whether they are new chains or existing chains, on or off bike, via the fancy new cleaners or with traditional solvent method. No matter what lubricant path you have chosen, we have the information there around the best chain maintenance so that you can keep your chain super low wear and keep your lubricant running beautifully. Again, be that whether it is wet lubricants or oils. We are not just immersive waxing, we are a whole lot more than that. And wouldn't it be great if I could spend more time on this as opposed to fighting what is just an illogical anti-wax campaign by some people who are, for whatever reason, triggered by the fact that it can be a great path for those whom it suits. And just quickly on top of that, we have some great chain efficiency and wear longevity data. We've dabbled with some chain tensile testing, which we're hoping to get back to. But knowing what's the fastest chains for those who are racing can be quite a bunch of fun as well. And there's just a whole lot of other great resources in the instructions tab to answer a lot of questions that you pretty much won't find ready answers for or information on anywhere else. So to wrap, back to Reginald Scott. Again, I just cannot believe that was an honest video about immersive waxing. And I think for many of you, if you have watched my corrections, you will arrive at the same opinion. And I think that you should also be pissed off, because if you gave Reginald Scott your time to watch his video information on immersive waxing, and at the end of the day, you can see that you have been very much misled and fed a whole lot of bullshit, that takes away your ability to make an informed decision around what might be a great lubricant choice for you. And you should be pissed off that you spent nearly 50 minutes with someone just basically bold-face presenting a set-up bunch of BS and bias to you as opposed to an honest review. If that doesn't piss you off, I don't know why it doesn't, because it's your time, and if you're going to spend time watching YouTube videos that are coming across as, hey, we are giving you some information and experience on a topic, it really does help if that is actually truthful and factual as opposed to bullshitting you for their own agenda. That's why I was pissed off, and that's why my corrections was quite strong. Anyway, that better do. So yeah, I hope you can see I'm working to give you the best information in this space because I'm interested in it. I have fun doing it. I feel really fortunate to be able to tinker away in a space that I'm personally interested in a space that I think really matters, because even though it's just humble bicycle chain lubricant, it has such an impact on everybody's real world running cost and performance, just so much more so I think than many other things in cycling. There are not many simple choices like this that can either save you a whole lot of friction and drivetrain wear and cost, or conversely cost you a lot, especially for some riding demographics. And there's just been, because of the fact that manufacturers can claim whatever the heck they like without any substantiation, chipping away to hold, I guess, up in lights the manufacturers who are delivering the best products that we know of in the space, holding to some account manufacturers that have delivered some basically liquid sandpaper into the space despite powerful marketing and some pretty wild claims, as well as just the best knowledge resources that we keep on working to improve all the time to know what is a great path or choice for you, be it wax drip, be it wet lubricant or oil, and how to keep it a great choice for you. It's all there. And I just think I've got a fair bit of evidence to back what I've been doing, and for a long time now. And so if you think I'm incorrect on any aspect of what I've covered here today and what I'm all about and what zero friction cycling is all about, please let me know. But raise it with some merit behind it. Don't just say, hey, you're a dick and you're a rude bully. Just actually, I guess, litigate an actual point of merit as to where you think I'm incorrect and X is correct. And, we can then debate or discuss that point. We should be discussing facts. We shouldn't just be, where we're at sometimes at the moment. This whole stuff about anti-waxing, I find just astounding still in this day and age. It's just so simple. It's so logical, and it's been so well proven. If it suits you, it suits you. The information is there. And crap that was pumped out, that was an absolute shocking hit piece of misinformation against it, which took me 3.5 hours to correct fully. We just shouldn't be here. And for my mind, we should be holding Reginald to account for the content that he put out on that front, because it shouldn't have been done. All right, that'll do. Otherwise, I'll keep rambling around that for ages. Okay, I'm going to get to work on the Finish Line Halo detail review. Back to actual work. Woohoo!